Right, no time for an intro. We've already started for the NXT Gen Cup last race here at the Sachsenring. It is Alexander Spets who's leading the way, ahead of Patricia Stalizan and Linus Shannon, who started in third. Lucas Stieflagen fourth. Niklas Bever in P5. Enzo Holm in P6. Victor Nielsen P7. Kelvin de Groot in P8. That's your reverse top 8. Patricia Stalizan working together with Alexander Spets at the front. Took his racing license about 3 days ago. Frederick is already leading this race and is looking to take his first podium, if even his first victory of his racing career.
I mean, we have a little tough start for us here in the commentary booth, but it's an exciting race already. Patricia showing super great speed here in the first lap. She wants to have that victory. Alexander Spets, our young guy, he wants to have the victory. It's his first ever race weekend in a touring car, and he's leading the race down here at Sachsenring. And the drivers are really tight now in the lap times from the last race, so I am suspecting this is going to be a more exciting race than ever. And Linus Shannon defending his third position from
Lucas Stieflagen
attacking from the back.
Yeah, that was all behind him and off for Alexander Spets. A bit of a moment that closes that gap to the following pack. Around the outside for Patricia. She isn't going to quite pull that off, but that allows Linus Shannon, Stieflagen and Nielsen de Groot to catch up back again. But yeah, well, Linus Shannon at the moment not quite able to follow the pace that the two have at the front.
So Patricia Stalizan, she's pushing Alex. She don't want to waste a push to pass. She don't want to make a mistake, to risk anything. She's trying on the outside, but she needs to slot in behind for the right-hander. Is she going to find a gap that's not there? No, she's not. She's using a little bit more than the road. Victor Nielsen up to third. Kelvin de Groot up to fifth. Linus has a problem. Linus Shannon has a problem. Is it a puncture? Something clearly happened.
Oh, the background.
What's in the back?
That's a Varta car. I think that's Sophie Hofman. A bad weekend, getting even worse for her. Dropping all the way to the back. Linus Shannon also with an issue coming down into 3. He drops to the back together with her. Alexander Spets at the front, still in the way ahead of Patricia Stalizan. The two, they should really work together to open up that gap to Lucas Stieflagen, who's now behind them. Victor Nielsen charging fast, already overtaking together with Kelvin de Groot. So, well, Lucas Stieflagen has dropped back to 5th already. Here's that problem for Linus Shannon. The spin for Sophie Hofman. And a bad weekend getting worse for her. Sophie Schloss taking advantage of that. Here was the start once again that we missed. A good start for Patricia, also a good start for Alexander Spets, covering the insides on Stalizane. In the background you can see Victor Nielsen choosing the outside line together with Kelvin de Groot to try and make up some places. Also already alongside Lucas Stieflagen, once again a bit wide, coming out of 13. An off moment for, that's Lawrence, Lawrence, he's this weekend. Benjamin Mazatis, excuse me, having that off moment. He made his way all the way up to P9, coming from, I think, P15 it was, after a bit of a spin in race 3. Patricia once again going for it, going into lap 3 now, the outside for turn 1 again. Going to try and break later than Alexander Spets, but he's defending that position perfectly with the limited amount of experience that he's got. That's great defending from him.
It is not good for Patricia and Alex. So Victor Nielsen and Kelvin de Groot, our championship leader, is right up the bum, I was going to say, but right behind Alexander Spets and Patricia. They're obviously very quick, Victor Nielsen and Kelvin de Groot, but he's doing a good job, Alex. He's still in front. He's keeping Patricia behind him. That's what he needs to do. They have not used any push to pass. I spoke a little bit with Patricia, and she might have a tactic to use a push to pass early in the race just to get away from the pack chasing from behind. Victor Nielsen obviously done a great job again. He's in 3rd position at the moment. Enzo Holm, he's fallen back a little bit. He's in 6th position at the moment. Not really good for him. He wanted to have that victory. He wanted to fight for the podium. But as we know, the finishes of these races, anything can happen. Clearly the top 5, 6, 7, 8, they're all in there, aren't they, Dan, to fight for this victory?
I mean, you can be 5 seconds off at the start of the first lap, and you can all make it up because of the fierce fighting that's going on at the front. Victor Nielsen is caught up together with Kelvin de Groot to to the two at the front. Patricia Stolizzane, once again, the inside covered by Alexander Spets, doing that perfectly in a wide moment again. And Kelvin de Groot in the background going wide. That means that Lucas Stieflagen has to take avoiding action. Up the inside goes Enzo Hallman. But Patricia Stolizzane has made his way, or her way through on Alexander Spets. And also Victor Nielsen, he's done the same, capitalizing on the mistake that Alexander Spets made coming out of 13. And that means that he's now down to P3. Held on quite long though for that P1, and he's definitely not out of that fight yet.
Not at all, and Patricia keeping it clean, and Victor Nielsen almost spinning there in turn one. This is good news for Patricia. She's got some breathing room, and also Alexander Spets has got a chance again. He's got a chance now to retake that position, but he can't.
Victor Nielsen
in right behind him.
Forcing his way really past Alexander Spets, bullying him out of the way. Now trying to capitalize on that is Kelvin de Groot. He's stuck still behind Alexander Spets. Here's that off moment. Patricia capitalizing on it. Victor Nielsen following her on the inside. Alex wasn't quite able to cover the inside in time for the day not to get past, but the two at the front now trying to get away. And at the moment, Patricia Stolizzane is showing that she's got the pace for that podium, if not even the win at the front of the field. Kelvin de Groot still stuck behind Alexander Spets. Car 5 has gotten a 5-second time penalty for a jump start. Who's that? That's Niklas Bever. He's in P7 at the moment. 5 seconds can be a lot in this championship. That would mean at the moment that he would drop all the way out of the points. So not the weekend he was hoping for, had the pace to do more, but with that 5-second penalty, it's going to be difficult for him to fight. Enzo Hallman now stuck behind him.
And most of them in the front, they still have their push-to-passes available. So here Enzo Hallman is fighting with Nicolas Bever, but Bever needs to have a penalty, 5 seconds. He doesn't know it yet, so he's fighting. Lucas Stieflagen, he can't really follow Enzo. He needs to follow. And behind Stieflagen, we have Benjamin Massatis fighting hard to catch some points, get up there. Spets has used one push-to-pass. Patricia have not. Victor Nielsen have not. Kelvin de Groot have not. So they're doing a good job. And Alexander, can you defend? Can you block the door? Lock the door, Alex. No, he did not. He's playing it a little bit safe with his limited experience, but still slotting in P3.
I mean, a podium for him on his debut weekend wouldn't be bad at all. He was about 4 seconds off in the first practice session, managed to bring that gap all the way down to 4/10 coming into this last race. That doesn't show you that he's got talent from the people that are at the front. Kelvin de Groot, Victor Nielsen, who's got so much experience in this car. Kelvin de Groot, so much experience in front-wheel drive cars, then I don't know what does. So Alexander Spets still in the podium position, but I know he would love more. Kelvin de Groot still stuck behind him though. When is he going to use his push to pass? Is he going to use it tactically to try and get past him, or is he going to try and do it without? What do you think, Frederick?
I don't know. I think they're going to save it to the end. They need to save it to defend in the last lap. So Patricia Stolizzane, she's leading the race. She's got the fastest lap time last time around. She's doing the perfect thing. She's doing everything she needs to do. Just focus forward. Focus forward. I sent a message to Alex's dad, Alexander Spets' dad, when he's starting from pole position. He's not here. I asked him, will you watch the race? He said, maybe. I don't even dare. I don't want to watch the race. And I said to Alexander, I think your father allows you to bend some doors to have this victory. So he's for sure going to do everything he can to be on the podium here.
Well, one thing's for sure, Frederick, with the results that he's having at the moment and the improvement that he's shown over the weekend, he's definitely put himself into the picture of some big teams. Well, Kelvin de Groot still behind him. I mean, he's managing to keep the championship leader behind him.
Push to pass.
Here we go. Here comes that 6.3 extra horsepower for Kelvin de Groot. Makes his way past Alexander Spets with that. Still the inside cover though for Alex. Is he going to try and launch it up the inside, try and be latest of the late breakers at the front of the field? That's the case for Victor Nielsen as well. Patricia tries to carry it around the outside. Needs to be smart here. P2 wouldn't be bad either, and still in with a shot at the lead and for the win. But Kelvin de Groot did get past Alexander Spets, but Alexander Spets re-overtaking him coming out of turn 1.
Well done, well done. And Victor Nielsen, what an overtake. He did exactly the same thing at Norrisring. He did the same thing a few laps before, and in the races here at Sachsenring, he really nails the late braking into these first corners. So well done by Victor Nielsen. That was a textbook overtake.
What's happening here then is that Graham Hofmans has made his way all the way up to either P9. I have a feeling it is. He had to come all the way from P16 after failure with his car, had to park his car on the side of the track. We saw
11 at the moment. That's really well done.
Yeah,
Good
indeed.
Speed.
Yeah. but has used both of his push-to-passes, I think, to get past people. So it's going to be defending from here on, trying to keep his position and trying to gain on the people in front. Siri Högfeldt once again a good race. Benjamin Mazat is in P8, Nicholas Bever in P7. Talked to him earlier, not quite happy with how the weekend has gone so far. Patricia pushing Victor Nielsen along, the two at the front, beautifully working together with Kelvin de Groot in P4. That championship gap of 35 points would come down once again, Frederick.
Exactly, and here we've got a good fight. So we've got Chantal Vogel, Jody Sloss, and also Sophie Hoffman fighting for the positions.
Incident involving car 47 at turn 2 under investigation. That's with Graham Hofmans.
You got a little bit of help there.
Yeah, Graham was already on the grass. Let's see. We're going to get a bit... Yeah, the spin has already happened here.
So we've got some push-to-pass happening in the front pack. So Lucas Stiefelhagen is using it. Victor Nielsen he's getting away a bit. He's used one push-to-pass, we can see. So Victor Nielsen, he did exactly like he did in the races yesterday. He sacrificed one push-to-pass earlier in the race to catch some positions, to get some space, basically, to the second-place car. And it's really working for him. So Patricia now, if she can use the slipstream, she might be able to catch him. And Enzo Holman, P4, he's managed to get by Calvin de Groot.
This is not great for his championship chances, Frederick. Of course, still has about one hand on that trophy going into Hockenheim, but his championship lead is shrinking with the races that are going by, and it won't put him in a more comfortable position.
To pass.
This is to try and catch up to Victor Nielsen. If she can do so, maybe overtake, she'll be equal. She's used her push to pass up this hill. This is where you need that extra horsepower. The fight's at the front. This is between Alexander Spets for the last place on the podium. Patricia Stalizzana not quite able to catch up to Victor Nielsen with that, but Enzo Holman, can he get another podium finish? Can he take it away from Alexander Spets? He's going to look to the inside, going to try and be in his mirrors. The launch up the inside from Enzo Holman. Alexander Spets allowing him through. The only time he doesn't really offend, he gets punished for it. We're going on to the last lap now for Victor Nielsen, Patricia Stalizzane. Who's going to take that win? Patricia in for a podium position, and that would be her first of the season, first female driver to be on the podium in the NXT Gen Cup. How great would that be for her? Alexander Spets has been overtaken by Enzo Holman going into the second to last corner. Will he now use his push to pass to get past?
Spets is using push to pass to get back past Enzo Holman. He still has two more. Enzo Holman, he's saving them for the last lap. So Spets is doing a really good job regaining third position there. But Victor Nielsen, he's got a 0.5 second lead in front of Patricia Stalizzane with the Miles sponsorship on the doors. She's also doing a fantastic job, and she's caught him. She's up right behind Victor Nielsen now. She has one push to pass to go. Victor Nielsen has one push to pass to go. When will they use it, Dan? And Alexander Spets still keeping his third position. Calvin de Groot, he doesn't look that strong, Dan.
No, not at the moment. I mean, how many push-to-passes does he have left? I think it's only one. If he has used one at the front straight, I think he used one to try and overtake Alexander Spets. That wasn't a successful move, so that was really a wasted push-to-pass. But a P5 for Kelvin de Groot, and a victory for Victor Nielsen would close that gap right down.
And Patricia is using her push-to-pass up the hill now, trying to get a good speed, but she can't really use it here. She will... Oh, she's caught up.
Big slide!
Good car control, Patricia.
Now Victor Nielsen will use his to get away. He will know that Patricia has used hers to catch up down the hill. Not quite close enough to try and move up the inside, Patricia, or anyway. Really, it looks like Victor Nielsen is going to take his third victory of the weekend. He's going to go ahead of, or he's going to be equal with Kelvin de Groot. Kelvin de Groot seeing a battle in front of him. Enzo Holman up the inside of Alexander Spets, snatching that away from him, that podium. At the front of the field, though, Victor Nielsen wins, but it's a first podium for Patricia Stalizzane. Enzo Holman takes a P3 and overtaken at the line. Alexander Spets by Kelvin de Groot. Once again, an overtake at the line, 16 thousandths of a second. Who's that off? That's the Alpha 1 car
of Bartos. He was doing a good job. P12 for him, but well done, Victor Nielsen. Another victory that's crucial for him in the title fight. And as crucial is the fourth position for Calvin de Groot, managing to get Spets on the last lap out of the last corner, getting those extra points that might be vital going into Hockenheim for the championship fight.
That could be a crucial move. Here it is. On the line, once again, a photo finish for Calvin de Groot. He seems to be involved in that quite a lot. The STFG car of Nicholas Bever also overtaking Benjamin Mazatis at the line. However, with that 5-second penalty, he drops to P11 in the standing. Siri Högfeldt taking a P7, her best finishing position of the season. She seems to get more comfortable as the season goes on. There's that wide moment. Graham Hoffman's taking advantage of that. Who's that going wide? Was that the 6th of Jody Sloss? Looked like it. Into the last corner. Victor Nielsen, though, closing that championship gap to Kelvin de Groot right up. It's now below 30 points, below a victory. And that could be crucial going into the last round at Hockenheim in about 6 weeks' time. Victor Nielsen wins ahead of Patricia Stalizzana, her first podium of the season, first female on the podium in the NXT Gen Cup, and so much deserved for her. Enzo Holman in P3 ahead of Kelvin de Groot in P4. Alexander Spets was so long in the lead of that race, so long in a podium position, but loses 2 coming out of the last corner. He's in P5, ahead of Lucas Stiefelhagen in P6. Siri Högfeldt in 7th, and 8th for Benjamin Mazatis. Graham Hoffman's coming from P16, doing an awesome job, passing all those cars. He's in P9, Linus Schenelund in 10th. Nicholas Bever with that 5-second penalty for a jump start, which is clumsy this late on in the weekend, and not the weekend he was hoping for, but tried something at the start. Got a 5-second penalty for that. He will finish P11. Philip Bartosz with that off moment in the Alpha 1 car in the last corner. He drops all the way to P12, was in the top 10 come the last corner, but he drops right down back to P12. Bennett Earl in P13 is a good result for him, but yeah, less than he was hoping for, and wouldn't quite be happy with that. Jody Sloss showed good improvement, great improvements over the weekend. Once again, improving her fastest lap time of the weekend. Chantal Vögel finishes in P15 at her home track. And is about 15 minutes away from here. Great experience for her in her first season of kart racing to drive at her home track, and been doing so well as she has been with the limited experience that she's got. Sophie Hoffman, a bad weekend, getting even worse for her in the Varta car. Yeah, she's clearly not happy with that. Overtaking cars in the fast lane. Chantal Vögel doing exactly the same. They have to get down to their pit box, but crucially for Hockenheim, that gap in the championship, which was 35 points coming into this race, has been closed up by Victor Nielsen to below a race victory. So Kelvin has to be on his toes and has to do well at Hockenheim. Can't relax, can't sit back and watch the show commence ahead of him. I don't think he will do that anyways. He's a true racer of heart, and I don't think that he would do that in any ways and in any circumstance. But gap has certainly come down, and pressure is on him to perform well at Hockenheim for the last round of the season. But we have to say, our new drivers this weekend, Nicholas Bever, Bennett Earl, Jody Sloss, they've all done really well. But best of those, Alexander Spets in P5, showing that what he does in the sim, he can do it in real life too. And he's shown great speed, showed great fighting spirit in that car. Siri Högfeldt with her best finish of the season. We're waiting for the drivers to go up onto the podium. And we're waiting also for Olympic gold medalist Fredrik for running from commentary booth to the podium all the time. But Nicholas Bever, coming into this weekend, he took the first pole position, his maiden pole position in the first qualifying session on Saturday. And he showed that he was here to fight, showed that he was here, showed that he was serious. He was not backing down for these youngsters. But not the weekend he was hoping for, with a penalty in the 4th race. His best result coming in race number 3. That 5-second time penalty, demoting him all the way down to P11. Philip Bartosz has shown great improvement throughout the season, and it tells you something that this was his worst result of the season so far this weekend, with only 1 top 10 finish. Here's the podium. It'll be the last podium of the weekend. before we go to Hockenheim. Well, we start the podium once again. Enzo Holman on the podium. Let's hope this time he will stay there. Of course, had one yesterday, but got demoted due to a 10-second time penalty. Done nothing wrong this weekend. And takes another P3. But the first female on the podium, Patricia Stalizzane in P2. Drove an amazing race, was in the lead for a big portion of that race. Had a great scrap with Victor Nielsen and Patricia Stalizzane. Victor Nielsen in P1. Let's listen to the national anthem of Denmark. Victor Nielsen on the top steps, fighting the wasps that's been ever present here in the paddock at the Sachsenring, with the beautiful weather that we've had here in the Sachsen region. It's Maximilian Paul, driver for Paul Motorsport and DTM, presenting the trophies. And this will be a special one to his girlfriend, Patricia Stalizzane, with their first podium of the season. And first female on the podium in the NXT Gen Cup. Victor Nielsen takes his third victory of the weekend. And he'll be happy with that, closing down the gap in the championship. Enzo Holman with another trophy to add to his cabinet, but not the one that he's so craving. It's time for a proper celebration. It's time for champagne as we look to Hockenheim in 6 weeks' time for the DTM finale and the finale of the NXT Gen Cup. We have a qualifying session and 2 races to head down at Hockenheim to decide the championship between Victor Nielsen and Kelvin de Groot. The gap at the moment, 26 points, down to a race win for Victor Nielsen. You're going to have to watch then. It's been an amazing weekend here at the Sachsenring. 3 victories for Victor Nielsen, a victory for Kelvin de Groot. The 2 championship contenders sharing the podium and the victories together. We're looking forward to Hockenheim. Hope we'll see you there. And thank you all for watching here at the track and at home. Hope you've enjoyed it. The amazing action here that the Sachsenring has provided to us. See you in 6 weeks' time as the championship closes down at Hockenheim. Goodbye.